Welcome back to Abroad with the Burrells, a channel for travelers by travelers. On our last episode, you joined us as we sampled Jameson whiskey straight out of the distillery's casks.
3, a 2, a heen,
stopped for a bite to eat at Ireland's oldest pub, and had an unforgettable night singing our hearts away in the Temple Bar area. We've had an incredible time thus far, and the fun is still far from over. Keep it right here as we continue adventuring our way through the Emerald Isle.
Another early morning, walking through the streets of Dublin. Today we're going to Giant's Causeway. Really excited about this. Zoo's rallying. Hi Zoo. Good morning. You ready for another full day?
We had quite the journey ahead of us. After a brisk early morning walk to our bus, we loaded up and settled in for another long and beautiful ride that would take us deep into Northern Ireland. The great thing about this tour was that even though Giant's Causeway was our ultimate destination, we had a few more incredible sights to explore along the way. So a cool stop on the tour on the way to Giant's Causeway, we stopped off to a place called the Dark Hedges, which, if you recall, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, this is where they filmed The King's Road. But all that was filmed here in the Dark Hedges, so that's pretty cool. And Jamie and I were pretty big Game of Thrones fans, and I was a super nerd that read all the books as well. Nerd! So pretty cool to see this filming location live in person. The Dark Hedges is not a long visit. It's a quick walk down a road lined with beech trees on either side. It's really not unlike 1,000 other tree-lined roads you've seen in any other part of the world. However, the fact that it's linked to an incredible story like that of Game of Thrones, or for us nerds, A Song of Ice and Fire, makes the stroll down the road just a bit more special. Just be prepared to know that you won't be the only one trying to get that special photo. So you can see it here behind me. This is the King's Road. This is where those scenes were filmed, which is pretty cool. These trees that are planted on both sides of the road, giving it that really cool look. You're not going to be the only one here. You never are at locations like these. I know people always envision it, walking down this, iconic road by yourself, getting that epic photo or whatnot. It never happens that way, does it? You can always expect a ton of tourists, like people jockeying for positions to get their perfect photos. That's always the way these things work, right? So just be prepared for that when you get here. After our brief stroll, we were back on the bus and once again trekking along the coast. Passing lolling green fields and quaint coastal towns, we turned a bend only to be met with a striking structure perched atop the cliffs, now lying in ruins, Dunluce Castle. Making it even more intriguing for modern visitors is the fact that Dunluce served as yet another filming location in the hit HBO series Game of Thrones, doubling as Castle Greyjoy of the Iron Islands. We've arrived at the castle that belonged to the Greyjoys in Game of Thrones, if you're familiar with that scene. They were a house that lived by the sea, and of course the famous Theon Greyjoy was from this castle, who became the character known as Reek, but this is the location where it was actually filmed.
Much more than just a Game of Thrones TV set, Dunluce Castle has a rich and storied history all of its own. Originally the home of the McQuillan family, and later becoming the seat of their rivals, Clan MacDonald from Scotland, the castle had its first iteration in the 13th century and remained inhabited until 1690, when the MacDonald clan was forced to abandon their home. Since that time, Dunluce has mostly sat in a state of deterioration until it was transferred to the guardianship of the state in 1928. The property to this day still remains in the possession of the MacDonald family.
Quite remarkable walking through this this old castle, Dunluce Castle. Quite incredible, this structure. And how they built it on this cliff is astounding, and one can only imagine what it looked like in its heyday. And that's the beauty, is when you come to places like this, you really get a chance to use your imagination and picture what it must have been like. They also do provide you with illustrations. So you do also get illustrations to imagine what it must have been like in its heyday, which makes it even more remarkable. The amount of wealth this family had to build something like this, I can only imagine the manpower and certainly the amount of deaths that had to have taken place to construct something like this, right? All right, let's make our way up to one of the towers, through one of the towers here. Pretty cool. Hello.
Hi.
This is quite a view. You can look out from here and see the coastline. Wow. Just remarkable. And here we are, the culmination of this castle is when you get here. There's a view right on the edge of the cliff, so you can see the cliffside here, and then of course the entire ocean laid out. So how about that, waking up in the morning, huh? Grabbing a cup of coffee, stepping out on your balcony, and this is how it looks. It's not a bad life, huh? Especially if it's a clear day, like today. The family that lived here, they made their wealth through trading with Scotland. And if you look closely across the ocean, about 24 miles in a distance, you can actually see Scotland across the ocean.
Back on the bus, we continued to marvel as we passed through one cute Irish village after another. Eventually, we stopped to grab a bite to eat before heading to our ultimate destination, Giant's Causeway.
And we're off for lunch. And next
to lunch.
The next stop here, another village.
Another village.
Another pub.
Another pub.
Another Guinness.
Yeah.
Another Guinness.
And then from here, we're about 2 minutes away from Giant's Causeway, so after we eat,
2 minutes away.
we'll be going to Giant's Causeway.
Causeway.
Now, as we were packing down delicious Irish comfort food in preparation for Giant's Causeway, the other part of the squad, Deontay and Alexis, were off enjoying their own unique adventure. Exploring a different part of Northern Ireland, Dee and Lex were on a Game of Thrones tour that saw them visiting multiple filming locations and having the opportunity to get in character while doing so.
So just a side note, I don't think I captured any of the videos. Our tour guide was an extra in the Game of Thrones series. He was on Battle of the Bastards episode and also Hardhome episode. So he's been giving us some exclusive behind the scene stories. Pretty cool so far.
And this little clearway of water is roughly where the twins and the bridge were CGI'd. Now, I like to point out this backdrop because while it is the backdrop for the twins, there's a point involves a couple of our characters escaping from this location. Rob and Talisa, yeah, they were married under that tree right there. night shoot, obviously, with the camera pointing towards us from the other side of the field. But yeah, that is the tree under which Rob and Talisa's ill-fated wedding was conducted.
Do we have the Game of Thrones look or the Harry Potter look? You decide.
When the Normans arrived and brought this wonderful architecture, every chieftain in Ireland wanted one. They'd never seen stone buildings before. They all wanted one, so a lot of them copied them. So an awful lot of these big square towers that you see all over Ireland, a lot of them were built by the Normans, but a lot of them were built by Irish chieftains as well. Anyway, we don't know who built this one. It's 15th century, so it's a later edition. We do know that it was owned by a man named Audley. Oddly enough. Audleys actually has a couple of roles in Game of Thrones. It has a cameo role, starring as itself, looking as pretty as it does, and it has a stand-in role. So in its cameo role, it is the backdrop for Robb Stark's camp in the Riverlands. And this is what we're looking at here.
So it said that this is where Arya killed the Night King. Right here. Right here. In front of this tree right here. There we go. And it is also said that this is the shore from Hardhome. Right here. Those ducks right there, those very ducks were in the scene.
Repeat actors.
Yep.
So, Jaime and Brienne. Jaime has escaped from Robb's camp where he was in prison. Brienne is the one who helps him. But this is where they come ashore. They come onto the path here and head in this direction. And then they see this awful sight. Green eggs, yes. Now it's unforgettable, isn't it? Like,
right here.
Early in season 2, and I think it's the early standout scene of the show, or in that season.
Meanwhile, on the other side of Northern Ireland, we had refueled, got back on the road, and finally pulled into our ultimate destination, Giant's Causeway.
We've made it. Giant's Causeway. The Storm Coast. You know.
It's a bit of a hike to reach the causeway, which didn't bother us at all, since the views and landscape were immaculate. Brooklyn even had the chance to record yet another segment of She Done Did.
She done did.
That's right, She Done Did. America's favorite segment where Brooklyn's legs are now long enough and strong enough to crest the world's tallest peaks, hills, summits, and structures, no longer needing daddy's help to lug her to the top. As we crest this peak, I thought it fit to mention that we have yet another episode of She Done Did. Brooklyn don't need daddy no more. She got it.
I always need you, Dad.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Always. You never
Well, that was short-lived. Cancel the show.
Is this still She Done Did or We Done Did?
We done did.
Show's back.
But they brought us on for another season. Here we are in one of the most fantastic locations in the world, and Brooklyn needs her tablet.
No, she's taking pictures.
Oh, cool. I wonder where she got that urge from.
I know. Future photographer in the making.
Woo! Got you a good one, babe.
Is that a good picture?
Look at it.
Wow.
See what we did. Whoa! That's not bad.
That's really good.
I'm gonna
Zoo.
post that.
That's really good.
That is great. Great job, Dad. I know all about that.
The most I can do, nothing more.
Yeah, he done did. Yeah. Wow, Zoo, look at the little girl going all the way up the stairs by herself. It's phenomenal. So we need to get way down there. There's the causeway. Be there soon. While we make our way down to the causeway, let's discuss the debate surrounding this marvel. If you're unfamiliar with Giant's Causeway, it's a coastal phenomenon consisting of 40,000 hexagonal basalt columns, all perfectly interlocked, covering a large section of beachfront and spreading out into the ocean. You see, it really comes down to giants versus science. Let me explain what I mean. If you do an internet search, there's a 99% chance that you'll only be fed the scientific theory of natural formation. It goes something like this. 50 to 60 million years ago, a volcano erupted, the lava cooled, and somehow formed into perfectly crafted, interlocking hexagonal shapes, some as high as 40 feet. However, if you're in Northern Ireland, the people that have lived there for countless generations consider that explanation to be absolutely ridiculous. If you ask a local, they're going to tell you about Finn McCool, a giant of old, who crafted and began laying these columns with the purpose of building a bridge. The aim was to cross the ocean and go one-on-one with a rival giant residing in Scotland. Now there's much more to the legend, and I'm sure over the years a lot of exaggeration has made its way into the story. But it wouldn't surprise us if there's a kernel of truth there. If you ask where we come out, Jamie and I are siding with the locals. At some point, there was a giant, or giants, roaming Northern Ireland. The storm coast!
Let's go.
Look, the shape provides that interlocking piece. This is engineering.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Look at these stones. Look at this. Look at the way these are perfectly cut, fitted together as if by intelligent design. A people, a person, a giant, a group of giants definitely put this together. I just cannot be convinced that this was a random geological formation as a result of a volcanic eruption. It takes way more faith to believe that than to believe that this was intelligently put together. That is phenomenal. I mean, wow. All right, here we go. A random geological formation as the result of a volcanic eruption, or an intelligently engineered structure constructed by a person or people, most likely giants. You decide, and let us know in the comments where you shake out. In either case, what a day. The dark hedges, Dunluce Castle, Audleys Field, the Game of Thrones connections, and Giant's Causeway. Ireland has literally been the gift that keeps on giving, and thankfully for us, she still has even more to give. You do not want to miss the exciting conclusion to this series as we head back to Dublin for our final day in Ireland. Join us as we explore St. Stephen's Green.
All right, this is St. Stephen's Green. It's a nice place to come on a nice sunny day.
Yeah.
Spend some more time on Grafton Street so Brooklyn can grab some goodies.
Well, Brooklyn got some new earrings from Claire's. Let's see. Wow.
Cross the famous Halfpenny Bridge and eat at Dublin's oldest fish and chips joint.
There it is. Leo Burdocks.
Look at this thing. Look.
It's a heavy too.
This is Abroad with the Burrells, reminding you that traveling is not just about the destination, but who you share it with. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and ding that noti bell so you can continue to come along with us on all of our upcoming adventures. From our family to yours, we encourage you to get out there, make it happen,
And have fun. Thanks for watching.